All right. So I've only done unboxing videos. I haven't done any actual reviews on movies yet, but I recently got this one and I watched it for the first time in years. A film I really never thought I would see get a Blu-ray release just because of like how controversial of its nature it is. I never thought I'd see like a mainstream release of it, but here we are. So Unearthed Films recently came out with a restored, remastered edition of a Serbian film from 2010. Um, yeah. So the last time I watched this movie was years ago. It was like a crappy DVD copy. I must have watched it like an old friend of mine. I remember it came on like a cardboard slip, and it wasn't good quality at all. So like watching this version of it, like if you've seen this movie in the past, like a crappy version, like you gotta revisit it and watch this because it looks like a whole new movie. It looks fantastic. Like Unearthed Films did a crazy good job restoring this movie. It looks great. It sounds great. It's just I have like a soundbar hooked up, and it sounded like a movie theater in here. So it was great. Um, so yeah, this movie is considered probably the most disturbing, shocking, controversial movie of all time. It's probably up there with like Cannibal Holocaust and those types of movies. I love extreme cinema. I'm all about like show me those fucked up movies you can find. And Unearthed Films, they've always seemed to kind of set the bar of putting those out there. Them and cult epics, they've released like Shram, Necromantic, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, this movie, honestly, like for what it is, I understand that like everyone is like triggered, whatever, because there's like sensitive stuff in here. Um, but for what it is, it's a great movie. I've seen a lot of movies that kind of like focus on shock value for shock value. Um, like, oh, let's see what kind of boundaries we can push, but don't actually like set a story, set a mood. It's kind of just like fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, and there's no depth to it. This, however, has a great story. Just to sum it up, it's about this guy Milos. He is a porn star. He gets offered a job where his family can pretty much be financially set for the rest of their lives. The only catch is he doesn't know what he's filming. That's the only thing. And as the movie goes on, things start to progressively get worse and worse. And you really start to feel for him as like the character, like for what he's going through. And I think that makes the shock value of it less harsh, I guess, because like you kind of like you feel bad for him that he's getting put through all these situations. But overall, I think this movie is fantastic for what it is. I honestly, if you can sit through something like this, I highly recommend it. Like if you're a fan of horror at all, and you haven't seen this, I think it's something that you should watch. Um, but honestly, I think it's a great movie. But like just as a forewarning, there is necrophilia, there is incest, there is rape, there is torture, and there's a scene with a newborn. So very sensitive. I get it. Um, is it the most disturbing movie of all time? I don't know. Maybe I'm desensitized to things because I sat through it and I just kind of I'm like, oh, all right. There's certain things that happen in the movie and I'm like, God, sick. Like I love that kind of stuff. So like the most disturbing movie of all time, maybe to somebody who's not accustomed to watching this kind of stuff. Um, I don't know. I'm still yet to find something that actually disturbs me, I guess. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean, great movie. I felt like this was worthy of doing a review for. Unearthed Films did a fantastic job with this. And like I said, you're a horror fan or you're just looking for something crazy to watch, like I can't recommend this one enough. I don't know. It's a good movie, like for what it is, like just a overall top quality movie. And it's crazy too. Like I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the actors' names, but like the actors in this movie are like A-list actors in Serbia. Like that's like a movie like this coming out in America and like Brad Pitt starring in it. So like it's not like a low quality kind of film. Like this is a movie. and it's good. And I think that that's kind of what brings out the epicness, I guess, of it. But yeah, like I said, looks great, sounds great. The performances are fantastic. The gore is really cool. It looks like real good. Yeah, just an overall like great movie. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm glad I got to see it like the way it was meant to be seen. Because it's been so long since I watched it, I kind of it didn't really stick with me, I guess, as much because it just it's like when I don't know if like any of you used to like buy bootlegs off the street in the city. It's like watching something like that and then watching the movie itself the way it was intended to be. So, definitely a different experience going into it this time. But yeah, a Serbian film, Unearthed Films. You could pick it up on their website. I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe it's on Amazon. I'm sure. You know, you can find it somewhere. Just Google it. But yeah, definitely pick this up. Definitely give it a watch if you're a fan of horror movies and have not seen it yet. And if you've seen it in the past, you got to get this one because you got to watch it again. I don't know. Great movie. And yeah, I don't know. I'll probably start doing more reviews, but I figured this was worthy of doing a review for. So there's that. Have a good night.